Gun control zealots will say permit to carry doesn't reduce incidents of mass shootings. Well, this one didn't reduce the incident. It reduced the severity. What does that sound like? Vaccines, right? Think of this like a vaccine. The permit to carry didn't prevent the contagion, right? But it diminished the harm dramatically. So you're gonna say you don't want it now. This is, and it goes back to the Sunny Hostin. She made in her best case, I can't believe she would have preferred to have more victims. Yeah. But that's what she's basically saying. I mean, you just have to. And what is the alternative in that reality in a mass shooter to say, I'm glad that guy wasn't there to stop it?
You can always rely on The View for a stupid take. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for your NRA certification, multifaceted gun training, also offering aerial photography and drone services. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. But let's talk about this. As you know, as I have done videos on this, as many people have done excellent videos on this, what happened in Indiana, the Greenwood Park Mall, a person hell-bent on carnage came out with rifles, or a rifle, but I understand he had several, and started shooting at people at a food court in the mall. Another person who was there, citizen, armed, and he managed to stop the shooter from creating more damage than he intended. Now, for the most part, the praises have come forward for this guy. He's been called a hero, good Samaritan, and everything else. And as I have put in another video, not all the praises have, well, not all the attention has been positive. Some of it has been downright nasty. But when you really want a dumb take, all you have to do is go to The View. It just amazes me that the amount of money these people get paid for the opinions that don't seem to be based on any kind of fact whatsoever. But I'm gonna play this video here, and we gotta watch this because I've seen it and I just, yikes. I have to talk about it. So I'm gonna get in on this video here. Let's go ahead and watch this.
They say that a good guy with a gun can control a bad guy with a gun. Well, we saw in Uvalde that that's not true.
And you saw it in Buffalo.
Yes, we saw it in Buffalo.
But we saw that it is true in Indiana.
It was true in Indiana. That was a lucky moment. And you know what? I feel like this.
Yes, it was a lucky moment because the narrative does not fit their agenda. That's luck. But let's talk about other incidences that have happened. We just recently had a woman in Philadelphia who stopped a man who was using a rifle trying to shoot at a group of people at a graduation party. She shot and killed him before he could kill anyone. That was lucky too, right? According to Joy Behar here, yeah, that's luck also. Remember the Texas shooting at the church. What happened? A civilian who happened to be close by grabbed his so-called assault rifle and his 30-round magazine and confronted the shooter and stopped him from continuing to kill people. But this is luck. It's luck when it doesn't fit. Because if this person had gotten away with killing all those people, that as many as he, I guess, wanted to, I guarantee you they'd be sitting there screaming about gun control. But they are anyway, but let's keep going.
If you're a good guy with a gun, you should not object to background checks or licensing or a limitation on military-style weapons that kill thousands at once or hundreds at once. So why can't they just...
Okay, as a good guy with a gun, which I am, I have a problem with the majority of that. I don't necessarily have a problem with background checks as long as it doesn't become an abusive process. But after I've proven myself to be a good guy with a gun, I don't need to be told what I can or cannot do within that right. Not that privilege, that right. What I own has nothing to do what people do in a criminal nature.
Just pull that off.
But with this Good Samaritan thing, listen, I was trained when I was at the Justice Department in firearms, and I was trained in defensive firearm training. It is very hard to hit a moving target. It is hard for people that are trained to hit a moving target. It is very lucky that Good Samaritan hit that moving target in that way. And he had a gun permit, but he wasn't supposed to be in the mall with a gun. So he broke the law.
Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, Sunny Hostin is an attorney. She's a lawyer. But I believe she worked with the Justice Department. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe she does. Here she is pretty much lying openly about the truth, what is actually the facts of this matter. Dickens was not breaking the law. Indiana is a concealed carry, is a concealed carry state with permitless, and he was well within the law to carry that gun. Now, the Greenwood Mall has a policy, not a law. Greenwood Mall can't make a law that's contradictory to state law. They have a policy that says you cannot bring weapons into this mall. Notice how that didn't even hamper the shooter. But all he did was basically create a nuisance. The only thing that the Greenwood Mall could do is see if they seen that he actually had a gun, would say, you can't be in here with a gun. Now, if he refuses to leave, now he is trespassing. That is breaking the law. But being there with a gun is not against the law. It's against their policy. Okay? And once again, I'm getting tired of hearing them throw out that lucky. Oh, he's just lucky. It's just lucky. Okay. Lucky because it doesn't fit their agenda.
Even though he was
the law of Indiana is different than the law of the mall, of Simon Malls, and I would say that takes precedence when you save a life.
Well, he saved a life, but
Guys, I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We gotta go. We'll be right back.
All right, you saw that. And I want to also put this up here. Let me bring this up. This is, let's see if I can find, here we go. Here's this image here. This is a mock-up of what Dickens was dealing with. And I put a circle, because the X is kind of hard to see, but I put a circle around the X. That is where he was shooting. That's the distance he was covering with that firearm in a food court with potentially a moving target and people running back and forth through his, going through his vision. He fired 10 shots and 8 shots out of 10 were on target. 8 out of 10, that's not lucky. Something tells me this guy's got some training. That's not luck. He put them on. He put them on every time. 8 out of 10 at 40 yards on a moving target. Kudos to him. But let's go back. Now I want to go back to this older video. This is an older, this is Sarah Haynes, when they were talking about this is right when the Supreme Court made a decision on the New York Rifle Pistol Association lawsuit about getting a carry permit for the state of New York. And this is Sarah Haynes, once again, and this is just exposing their elitism, but watch this here.
And the state would say, it's really difficult. It's really tricky in the subway system. So no, you can't. You have to prove that you need it.
Yeah. So I know a lot of law enforcement officers, when they're retired, they continue to carry because it's become such a part of their body. They're trained with it. I dated a detective that carried everywhere we went, but he was highly trained with that weapon, and I felt better knowing people like him had them. This is scary because in addition to a lot of guns, people will say, well, now I'm able to protect myself and a good guy with a gun and all the different sayings. The problem here is so many people get hit by these guns. When you read the news headlines every day of children crossing the street, people that were doing nothing because everyone decided to be a good guy with a gun and shoot. And in a populous place like New York City, with so many people, already so many illegal guns, now giving people a pass to take that upon themselves, it's a really scary prospect to walk out in the streets with that.
Okay, you saw that and you heard that. Now, listen to her. My boyfriend, who was a former detective, went everywhere armed, and I was glad he was armed. So she's just literally saying to you that protection for me is fine, but not for you, not for the average person. No. I have no problem with somebody around me with a gun to protect me, but I don't think Mr. and Mrs. John Q. Smith should be getting a concealed carry permit to just be walking around the streets of New York. The elitism is unbelievable. Unbelievable. But I'm gonna go to this article here real quick, and then I'm not gonna get too much deep into it, but this is where Sunny Hostin falsely claims Good Samaritan Elisjsha Dicken broke the law by carrying a gun into the Indian Mall where he stopped the mass shooting. I've already pointed out to you that's not true. And this is just basically reaffirming that, okay? And just remember, the people who own the mall have already come out and said, praise this guy across the board. So this is just Sonny Hostin running her mouth. Now, as I said, the continued backlash has been pretty ugly in some cases, but this one tweet here, I'm going to put this tweet out there, and there's one of the replies I'm going to get to, because the reply literally puts the spit and shine on the facts of this, on what all this backlash against Dickens is all about. But this is Chris Brown, president of Brady United organization, Brady campaign. But she tweeted, "Here's what we're not going to do. Continue to uplift the NRA myth of a good guy with a gun. Let me be clear, if more guns made us safer, America would be the safest country in the world. We need sensible gun laws, not vigilante safety nets." Okay? The man's a vigilante for stopping another person from killing multiple people. That's her mindset. Okay? All right, gun reform now. Well, gun reform, the only thing gun reform would do would guarantee that Dickens would not have been there with a gun. That's it. It wouldn't have stopped this other person from doing what they were going to do. But as you can see, I'm going to let this scroll through. As you can see, it's just been a non-stop getting flamed. I mean, 99.9% of all the replies that I've read through have been nothing but bashing on her. But then I'm going to go down to, I'm going to find this tweet, because the reply is perfect, absolutely perfect, as to what is fueling their backlash. And let me see, I'm going to pull it up. It should be scrolling behind me here. It's going to come up. Yeah. As you can see, though, as you read through them, you can see 99% of these are just absolutely flaming her on this. And let's see. Yeah, if you're listening, no one listening. No one listening. Oh gosh, it's just non-stop flaming. Okay, and I'm gonna come to, and I'm gonna get there. I just would hope you're reading them, because these people are just coming at her. Hold on 1 second. And I believe she's deleted this tweet or made it private. She's made this whole tweet private. Let's see. Here we go. This guy here, yes. Slante. This is perfect. This is it right here. Sorry, more innocent mall goers weren't murdered for your agenda. There it is. That's what this backlash is all about, because he stopped something that they could then use for their agenda. That's why they're backlashing at the guy. Because if he hadn't been there and this guy had murdered 20, 30, who knows how many people, they'd be screaming from the rafters and say their name and everything else. But no, it got stopped. It got stopped by a civilian, not the police officer, by a civilian. That's what they're mad at. That's what encompasses all the rhetoric that they're railing as they come after this guy, is because he stopped something that they wanted to happen. Oh, that sounds horrible. It's the truth. They wanted it to happen so they could use it for their agenda, and it got stopped, and they're mad because a civilian proved that firearm ownership in the right hands is a lifesaver, and they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear it. Well, I'm going to leave you one more thing here in this video here. And this is an interesting one because this goes a little bit more details, but I want to play this because this is from just a news clip of the mother of Dickens' girlfriend, who talked about what she saw and what he did. So I'm going to play that.
Today, our Jenny Runovich talked to the people that are close to the man who police tonight are also calling a hero.
As police rushed shoppers to safety Sunday,
Shay Goldman's grandmother was getting frightening calls and texts.
She says, Grandma, I'm okay. She said, but I'm terrified. And then she says, Grandma, what is the world coming to? And she said, I don't think I'll never step a foot in a mall again.
Her granddaughter was in the food court, traumatized but safe, thanks to Shay's boyfriend, Elisjsha Dicken. The 22-year-old from Seymour took down the mall shooter. Eli's the man police call a hero.
Well, I just know that I'm so proud of him for what he's done. He saved my granddaughter. I know he did. She said on the phone when she called me, she's, Grandma, I'm okay. That Eli pushed me out of the way and told me to get down and to stay down. And everybody should be proud of him, you know what I'm saying, for what he's done. Because if not, there would have been a lot more.
Shay told her grandma she spotted the gunman coming out of the bathroom.
And she said, Grandma, I seen a long gun. And then all of a sudden, Eli told her get down and pushed her. And she said it went from there.
Investigators say Eli, within seconds, stopped the suspect, pulled out the pistol he was carrying under the constitutional carry law, steadied himself against a pole, and fired 10 rounds from 40 yards away. The suspect tried to go back in the bathroom, but instead fell to the ground.
His actions were nothing short of heroic.
And I'll say it, I said it once in the first video, I said it twice in my second video, I'm gonna say it 3 times in my third video. This guy's a hero. He did what had to be done. And you know what? Basically, The View is nothing more than a bunch of clucking hens with just nonsense and just ridiculous talking points that are not based on fact. It's just based on their emotions, and they just pretty much pander to whoever's willing to watch the show. That's fine. You know what? They make money doing it. Yay, capitalism. I have no problem with that. But when they start giving opinions that are devoid of facts and just way away from what the truth actually is, well, I have no use for people like that. But hey, let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified the next time a video goes live. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.